Every trader dreams of mastering the market. They sit in front of their screens, scanning charts, drawing lines, backtesting strategies, and searching for the elusive key that will unlock consistent profits. But what if I told you that the market does not care about your strategies? That no indicator, no algorithm, no news event holds the real secret to trading success? The market has no memory. It has no emotions. It does not care if you win or lose. And yet, time and time again, traders sabotage themselves, cutting winners too early, holding losers too long, chasing trades they never should have taken. Why? Because the enemy is not the market. The enemy is within. This was a discovery of Jack Schwager. When he wrote Market Wizards, he didn't just interview traders. He interviewed legends. He sat across from men who had turned small accounts into empires. He studied traders who survived decades of volatility while thousands around them disappeared. And what he found was shocking. They all traded differently. Some were trend followers. Some were contrarians. Some used fundamentals. Others pure technicals. Their systems were not the same. Their edges were not the same. But what was the same, what united them all, was psychology, discipline, resilience, self-mastery. Without it, they admitted, they would have lost everything. With it, even average strategies became powerful. Let me ask you something. How many times have you created a plan, only to break it in the heat of the moment? How many times have you told yourself, I'll just risk 1% per trade, only to double down when fear or greed took over? How many times have you promised to be patient, but then jumped into a trade because you were afraid of missing out? You see, strategies don't fail. Traders do. And that's why Schwager's book has become timeless. It's not about systems. It's about the human mind under pressure. The market wizards weren't just traders. They were warriors in an invisible battle, fighting not against charts, but against themselves. The lesson is simple but brutal. If you can't control your fear, the market will expose it. If you can't control your greed, the market will punish it. If you can't control your ego, the market will destroy it. The market is a mirror. It reflects back everything you are. Tonight, I will take you through the 3 psychological secrets Jack Schwager uncovered from the Market Wizards. These are not theories. These are truths carved from decades of real trades, real money, and real pain. 3 whispers from the world's greatest traders. Discipline over strategy, because no system works if you cannot follow it. Learning from losses, because failure is a tuition the market charges, and only those who learn survive. Self-mastery equals market mastery, because the real battle is not with the charts, but with yourself. If you understand these 3, you can fix your trading psychology. If you ignore them, no amount of technical analysis will ever save you. So sit with me, breathe deeply. Forget the noise of markets for a moment. Let us step into the minds of the market wizards and uncover the secrets that made them legends. Every trader begins the same way, searching for the perfect system. Hours are spent tweaking indicators, backtesting entries, optimizing stop losses, adding confirmation signals. And when the results look good on paper, hope is born. This is it. This is the Holy Grail. But then reality hits. The system fails. Or more accurately, the trader fails the system. Jack Schwager saw this pattern countless times. In Market Wizards, nearly every legendary trader admitted, the system matters far less than the discipline to execute it. Richard Dennis, the man who built a fortune teaching the famous turtle traders, once said, almost anybody can make up a list of rules that are 80% as good as what we taught the turtles. The problem is not the rules. The problem is sticking to them. Think about that. A billionaire trader saying the rules themselves were not the hard part. What was hard? The human mind under stress. It is not your strategy that fails you. It is your inability to follow it when emotions rise. Let's imagine a simple strategy. Buy when price breaks above resistance. Risk 1% per trade. Let winners run until a trailing stop is hit. Simple, right? On paper, it can be profitable. But in reality, something else happens. The moment the trade moves against you, fear whispers, cut now before it gets worse. You exit early, violating the stop loss. When the trade moves in your favor, greed whispers, "Take profits now. Don't risk losing them." You close too soon, leaving most of the trend behind. After a string of losses, revenge whispers, "Double the position size, get it back in one trade." You break the risk rule, and one mistake wipes out weeks of progress. This is not a strategy problem. This is a psychology problem. The truth is, discipline is not natural. Our brains are wired for survival, not for trading. In the wild, fear and greed helped us. Running from danger kept us alive. Taking opportunities quickly helped us gather food. But in markets, those instincts kill us. The disciplined trader is not someone without fear or greed. They are someone who has trained themselves to act despite fear and greed. Jack Schwager's interviews revealed this truth again and again. Let's explore a few. 1. Ed Seykota, the philosopher of discipline. Ed Seykota, one of the original systematic traders, once said, "The elements of good trading are 1. Cutting losses, 2. Cutting losses, and 3. Cutting losses. If you can follow these 3 rules, you may have a chance." Notice, he didn't mention finding the right system. He emphasized following the rules. Seykota believed that discipline was not just about following a system, but about reshaping yourself. He said, "Win or lose. Everybody gets what they want out of the market. Some people seem to like to lose, so they win by losing money." What did he mean? He meant that your subconscious drives your trading. If you crave excitement, you will sabotage discipline. If you crave punishment, you will create losses. Discipline begins with self-awareness, seeing the unconscious patterns that pull you away from your rules. Marty Schwartz, nicknamed Pitbull, was a Marine before he became one of the greatest traders in history. His story is one of brutal discipline. "I'm not a genius. I'm not smarter than anyone else, but I can be more disciplined." He admitted that when he started trading, he had intelligence, he had knowledge, but he had no discipline. He chased trades. He took risks he shouldn't have. He lost big. It was only when he forced himself to follow rules with military precision that his results transformed. He kept detailed records of every trade. He punished himself when he broke rules. He rewarded himself when he followed them. Marty proved that discipline can be trained like a muscle. It is not something you are born with. It is something you build one trade at a time. Paul Tudor Jones, one of the most successful hedge fund managers ever, is famous for a single rule: never risk too much. He said, "The most important rule of trading is to play great defense, not great offense." What does that mean? It means discipline is not about maximizing gains, but about minimizing losses. The disciplined trader survives long enough to win. The undisciplined trader dies quickly, no matter how brilliant their ideas. Jones even admitted that he kept a sticky note on his monitor for years: "Losers average losers." This was his way of disciplining himself. Never add to a losing position. He understood that the temptation to break rules never disappears. Even at the billionaire level, discipline is a daily fight. If discipline is so important, why do so many traders fail at it? Because discipline is boring. It is repetitive. It demands patience when everything inside you screams for action. Human beings crave excitement. We crave the adrenaline of big wins. We crave the comfort of avoiding pain. And discipline gives us neither. Instead, discipline demands waiting while nothing happens, taking small losses without resistance, missing trades because the setup wasn't right, walking away when your rules say stop, even if you want more. It feels unnatural. It feels like you are suppressing life itself. And yet, this is why so few succeed. Trading is not about doing more. It is about resisting more. Here, Schwager's insights merge with philosophy. The market wizards were not just traders. They were Stoics. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control external events, only our response. In trading, this truth is amplified. You cannot control the market. You cannot control news, volatility, or black swan events. The only thing you can control is your reaction. Discipline, then, is the art of controlling your reaction to chaos. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Replace external circumstances with the market, and you have the essence of trading discipline. So how do we, ordinary traders, develop this legendary discipline? The wizards reveal many methods, but 3 stand out. 1. Write and follow rules religiously. Every successful trader had rules. Entry rules, exit rules, risk rules, and they treated those rules like law. Write them down, print them, place them where you can see them. If you break them, stop trading. 2. Risk small. Discipline is easier when the stakes are small. If you risk 1% per trade, you can survive being wrong 10 times in a row. If you risk 10%, 2 losses can wipe you out. Lower risk lowers emotional pressure, making discipline possible. 3. Journal everything. The wizards kept records. They studied their mistakes. They learned their emotional triggers. A trading journal is not about strategy. It is about psychology. It reveals where you lose discipline, and it forces accountability. So here is the whisper you must never forget. Your strategy will never save you. Your discipline will. Every chart, every trade, every risk decision is a mirror reflecting your inner state. If you cannot control yourself, you will never control your account. The market wizards knew this. That is why their success was not in their systems, but in their discipline. And until you learn this truth, you will forever chase the illusion of the perfect strategy, while ignoring the only edge that truly matters, self-control. Every new trader enters the market with a fantasy that they will win more than they lose, that their intelligence or their system will shield them from pain. But the truth arrives quickly and brutally. Losses are unavoidable. The market does not care how much you studied. It does not care about your confidence. It does not care about your hopes. The greatest traders in history lost. Frequently. Bruce Kovner, one of Schwager's Market Wizards, admitted, "You have to be willing to make mistakes regularly. There is nothing wrong with it. What is wrong is to make the same mistake over and over again. This is the essence of learning from losses. You cannot avoid pain, but you can avoid repeating it. Why do losses hurt so much? Psychologists call it loss aversion. The human tendency to feel the pain of loss twice as strongly as the joy of gain. Imagine you gain $1,000 today. You feel good, confident, excited. Now imagine tomorrow you lose $1,000. The joy of yesterday vanishes instantly. In fact, the pain feels heavier than the joy you once had. This is why traders spiral. After a loss, they cannot think clearly. They overtrade. They chase. They revenge trade. And the spiral deepens. But here lies the paradox. While losses feel like destruction, they are actually construction. Each loss contains information. Each failure contains a lesson. The disciplined trader studies losses not as enemies, but as teachers. Let's hear the whispers of the market wizards. 1. Bruce Kovner. Cut quickly, learn deeply. Kovner started with just $3,000. He turned it into billions. But he almost lost it all on his very first trade. He bought soybean futures and watched them move against him. He froze. Fear consumed him. By the time he sold, his account had nearly vanished. That pain never left him, and it became his greatest lesson. Never let a loss grow uncontrollably. From then on, Kovner became obsessed with risk management. Every loss was predefined. Every trade had a stop. He didn't just cut losses quickly. He studied them. He asked, why did I lose? Was it bad luck or a bad decision? Was it the system or my discipline? Kovner proved that losses are not signals of failure. They are feedback. Marty Schwartz, the pit bull, admitted something most traders never do. I learned that I was not as good as I thought I was. And losing taught me that I needed discipline, not just intelligence. When Schwartz lost, he didn't hide it. He wrote it down. He dissected it. He forced himself to stare at his mistakes until the lesson became permanent. His journals became a mirror of his soul. Through them, he saw patterns: impatience, overconfidence, revenge trading. By documenting his losses, he transformed them into wisdom. His diary of defeat became the foundation of his success. Michael Marcus, one of the early legends, made millions, but his early career was filled with devastating losses. He admitted that ego destroyed him. Every time I thought I had figured out the market, I was punished. The market has a way of teaching humility. Marcus realized that losses were the market's way of whispering truth. You are never bigger than the market. This humility allowed him to grow. Without his early losses, his ego would have destroyed him later. If losses contain lessons, why do most traders never grow from them? Because they react emotionally, not rationally. Some deny their mistakes. It was just bad luck. Some blame the market brokers or news. Some repeat the same behavior, hoping for a different outcome. In psychology, this is called cognitive dissonance, the mind's refusal to accept responsibility because it hurts the ego. But the market wizards accepted pain. They leaned into it. They let losses carve them into stronger traders. Losses can either break you or build you. The difference lies in interpretation. 1. The amateur's view. Loss equals failure. Failure equals shame. Shame equals avoidance. Result: same mistakes repeated. 2. The wizard's view. Loss equals feedback. Feedback equals lesson. Lesson equals growth. Result: evolved trader. Losses are the market's tuition fee. You are paying to learn. The only tragedy is when you pay but never learn. So how do you actually learn from losses, like the wizards did? 1. Keep a loss journal. After every losing trade, write, what was my plan? Did I follow it? Was the loss part of the system or a mistake? What emotion drove my decision? Over time, patterns emerge. 2. Normalize small losses. View small losses as the cost of doing business. Just as a store pays rent and electricity, a trader pays small losses. They are expenses, not failures. 3. Separate ego from outcome. Your worth is not tied to a single trade. Losses don't define you. They only refine you. 4. Embrace probabilities. Even the best traders win only 50 to 60% of the time. Losses are baked into the game. Accept them as part of the distribution, not as personal attacks. The market will always whisper through your losses. The question is, will you listen? If you deny them, they will repeat. If you embrace them, they will transform you. Jack Schwager's Market Wizards all shared this secret. Their greatness was not born from winning trades, but from what they learned in losing trades. So when you lose, don't curse the market. Sit in silence. Ask the question, what is this loss teaching me? That question alone separates the amateur from the wizard. Jack Schwager's Market Wizards revealed a truth that traders spend years trying to avoid. The secret is never the system. It is always the self. Discipline, resilience, self-mastery. These are the real edges. The charts will change. The markets will evolve. But if you cannot master your own psychology, you will lose again and again. Remember this whisper. The market does not destroy you. You destroy yourself. And only you can choose otherwise. So tonight, I leave you with one haunting question. Are you ready to face the trader in the mirror? Because until you do, every strategy will fail you. But once you do, even the simplest one will save you. This is the essence of trading psychology. This is the timeless secret of the market wizards. If this message reached you, if these whispers made you pause and reflect, then don't let them fade into silence. Subscribe to this channel, Psychology of Trading, where we uncover the hidden battles of the mind and the timeless lessons of the world's greatest traders. Like this video, if it sparks something in you, share it with a trader who needs to hear these words. Because the journey to mastery is not just about markets. It is about you. And the whispers have only just begun.